designer and a true innovator, we now move to Fed, one of the most celebrated visionaries in the fashion world. Someone that not only creates unbelievable fashion pages, but has brought together the most talented people in the world in his magazine, V, which is really a collectible fashion Bible. This year, he's accomplished one of the most extraordinary feats, getting the busiest woman in the world to edit the entire issue of his magazine. Let's welcome Stephen Gann, who will present the Editor of the Year Award to Lady Gaga for V99.
Hello, everybody. Has anyone in this room checked Lady Gaga's Instagram account lately? Anyone who has read her bio on it might notice that she calls herself a jazz art, pop, punk, actress, fashion magazine editor, and columnist. She's a woman of many talents, and I've had the honor of working with her to expand that resume. 1 year ago, during Paris Fashion Week in March 2015, over casual drinks with Bobby Campbell one late night in Paris, Brandon, you were there too, I said, well, maybe it's time for Gaga to edit her own issue of V magazine. After all, I did my background research with Gaga's mom, Cynthia, and found out that she had taken journalism classes at NYU. And from her regular column in V called the Gaga Memos, I could tell this girl just had so much in her. Bobby answered me saying, great, when? Next Jan, Feb would be great, as that's a quiet period for us. Almost 1 year later, as you all witnessed, Gaga won the Golden Globes on January 10th. The issue hit stands the very next day, January 11th. And within the following 4 weeks, she did the Super Bowl, her glowing Bowie tribute at the Grammys, and that incredibly moving performance at the Oscars. So much for that quiet period for some editorial work, Bobby. For the months of September, October, November, and December in 2015, Gaga came by the office to meet with the editorial team. We met again at last-minute shoots we threw together, and she would text me late at night at 1 a.m. Yours was coming at 3 a.m., saying she'd prefer this cover over that, or that she thought this story needed this or that. I would often fall asleep to text messages that said things like, get Carl to send his damn text in. Or here's another one. Everyone can pack up their bags and go home when that picture comes out. She was tough, ballsy, and demanding, as a good editor should be. She also wrote 90% of the text in the issue. One morning I woke up with another text message that read, Taylor and I have just done the 16th cover. Let's sell this one and give it all to charity. So as you can see, Gaga was always thankful and grateful and gracious. And it's a very important thing I wanted to say tonight. The text message that came in from her the day the issue hit stands read, I am so proud of what we have done and so happy to be standing here with you. Gaga's issue of V magazine, issue 99, was so well received it sold out through 2 printings and had to be printed 3 times. At times like this, when people call print a dying industry, it's quite a breakthrough. Gaga, as far as I'm concerned, you could revive the magazine industry with your vision, the way I thought that you would so easily revive the eyewear industry with how many sunglasses you wore when I first met you. So tonight it's with great pleasure that I can return your sentiment in person. My dearest Gaga, I'm so proud of what we've done, and I'm so happy to be standing here with you. I want the world to know this too. No matter how intense those nightly conversations would become over the issue, you never failed to throw in the "how are you feeling tonight" text before signing off, which always made me feel like you were watching over me. What you have shown me by doing this issue with me, you've shown me that magazines are still a premier form of expression and an irreplaceable platform for creativity. And that good issues, when we look back in time, will be time capsules more than just being vessels of our ideas. And in words and images, they will also always remind us of where we were in our lives while we were putting them together. One last thought to leave you with tonight, Gaga. I think that, like the sharpest copy editor's pen in history, you leave a permanent mark on everything and everyone you touch. Gaga, you're still the girl I met over sushi in the East Village 7 years ago, and you're like a sister to me today. You seem to excel at everything you apply yourself to, and tonight, you don't just make me proud, you make the media industry proud. So may I now present the Editor of the Year, Lady Gaga.
Thank you so much to the Daily Front Row. Thank you, Brandusa and Stephen. This is just slightly uncomfortable for me because, you know, there are so many incredible fashion magazine editors all over the world, you being my favorite. And I have not been doing this for very long, and I'm very passionate about it, and this is an extremely, extremely generous award. Thank you so much. But nobody in fashion would know about me if it wasn't for you. I mean, I don't think one person. I think the first person that I met was you. You were you were that beacon of light of a place for me where I could belong in this kind of crazy commercial industry where I just didn't belong anywhere. But in this room, you know, we're all really strange. So you gave me a place to belong. You've connected me with people that are now friends who are not just collaborators, but just tremendously generous artistic people. I have to say thank you to Carl and to Eddie. I have to say thank you to my friend Daphne Guinness, to Stephen Klein, to Alexander McQueen, and the wonderful photo that Stephen Klein gave us of him that no one had ever seen before. Isabella Blow, Inez Invenude. We honored Philip Tracy as well, as he made a very sweet hat for my dog, Asia. It's supposed to make you laugh. He always taught me, Philip, that about Izzy. He always talked to me about her. I think that these stories that I've heard from these friends I've made over the years in the fashion industry, they have just kept me going. It's people that come together to do nothing else but to make beautiful things for each other and to celebrate in that moment each other's talents, push each other to be better. I wanted to do something with this issue that showed the family in the fashion industry. There is one. And there are some people that will pay you to wear a dress. I won't be paid to wear anything. I will only wear the things that were made with heart and soul for me. And these people that were in this magazine, they are incredibly intelligent, artistic people that embrace their darkness, embrace their souls, embrace a part of their self that many people are very afraid of and are very ashamed of. And for that reason, they all gave me a place in the world, and I really wanted to kind of line them up in all their glory and say thank you. And also, I like to break rules. And when I first called Stephen about this, he said, I need you to start coming up with some concepts. I need some concepts. So just like send me a tear sheet, or we got to have a conference call. So I sent him a text message, and I said, well, I'd like to reunite Karl Lagerfeld and Eddie Slimane for the first time in 20 years. And he just wrote, no. Impossible. Are you kidding me? And I said, what do you mean, Stephen? Come on. It's like, they'll do it. I know. I believe it. I believe they want it to happen. Let's do it. This would be wonderful. It would be healing. It would be beautiful. It would be like an olive branch, something that could remind people that the business, is just so secondary to the fact that you're all just incredibly imaginative people that all equally deserve to be here. I would like to give this to you. Because I just would have so fewer friends without you. I mean, I would never have met Corrine. I never would have become close with Eddie. I would have not become close with Karl. I wouldn't have had the confidence to go after it on my own. So thank you. And I do take fashion editing seriously. I've said before that I will never be a fashion designer because I respect you all too much. But I would really love to do what I believe I do best within this community, which is love and adore artists completely. I think you all have something so beautiful to offer, and unfortunately, I think sometimes in this business, politics and advertising and, getting all the credits in for the issue, I think that these things can get in the way of the intention of a concept, the intention of an issue, the intention of what you're looking for to accomplish when you are making a statement. It doesn't feel authentic to me if someone is trying to sell me something while they're also making fantasy. I want to not think at all about being sold anything. There's so many people trying to do business all the time. We're in Los Angeles. Everywhere we go, everybody wants to know who you're working with, what you're doing, how can we work together. And what I really love about the people here is, I've just never made $1 with you, and I love you so much. I mean, just not $1, and I don't care. Not one. I mean, I am so rich in spirit. Because, my God, the things that I've seen with you, that photograph of Eddie is one of my favorite things I think I've ever seen. That photo that Karl took of him, I don't think I'll ever recover from the tears that I cried the day that you sent that to me. And my team, Bobby Campbell, my manager, thank you for being the other wonderful man in my life. I think that no one would know that I could sing if you weren't in my life. And thank you, Brandon, again. I love you. Sarah Tano, my makeup artist. Frederick Asperis, my longtime hair guru. Patty Wilson, I thank you to her for working on this issue. Anna Trevlin, an also extremely gifted young stylist. Chadwick Tyler, an incredible photographer, strange, uncomfortable, provocative. Just thank you for, trusting me and letting me in here. I don't get let in everywhere. So this is really wonderful. And I also have to say that it's really so nice to see such, lovely women all up here tonight supporting each other and saying nice things to each other. I just, as a side note, it is a very cutthroat industry, and seeing all the love, it reminds you that family and friendship is more important than anything. And if you don't have that when you're working together, you might as well not work at all.